PupBoss above your head. Is that our question?
Yeah. So the next question from Jake Fabulous Christmas. By the way, I think that's a good username. I mean, Christmas is okay, but a Fabulous Christmas that belongs to Jake, that's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
But he's got a question. Can you lift PupBoss above your head? The answer to that is no, not currently.
Well, actually, it's not the answer. We don't know just yet.
We don't know just yet. I'm not quite game to try it yet.
Well, when you're lifting,
Yeah.
I assume this is doing a squat. What's your max lift?
No, I can squat. No, 200 kilograms. That's no problem. But lifting above the head requires a.
Yeah. How much can you lift above the head?
Oh, I think you might say there's 40 kg dumbbells.
I feel like a fat bastard right now because I'm like double that.
No, but 40.
Only double that.
40 in each hand, so it's 80.
40 in each hand, so 80. So technically, he's possibly.
Yeah.
But what we'll do is we'll get me in the gym and we'll get me laid out and on a rack. And you can just lift up like that.
Yeah.
You know, with safety protocols, WHS officer around, making sure everything's fine.
But we'll match the next question in just to form.
Sure. That was a good question, though.
Anonymous asked on Tumblr, we like Anonymous, to Master.
We do.
This is a question directly to you. Aren't you scared for Pup's health with him taking steroids?
Well, thank you, Anonymous, for whoever you are. I think that Anonymous questions are awesome. And this is a good... Or they're awesome, or they're completely shit. This is an example of an awesome question. Because asking about drug use or steroid use is a really valid and serious question. It's one of the things I asked about early on in knowing you, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
We just put it straight out there on the table. Particularly since my partner is a doctor, it's a lot of people do approach him, you know, and the third thing out of their mouth is, oh, am I able to get some drugs out of you? So when I knew that Beast was communicating with George, with my partner, I was, you know, cautious. Scared? No. Again, doctor partner. But it's his body, and I want to share something with you that comes from my parents, my delightful hippie parents. It's his body. This is my body. That's your body. Each of us is responsible to look after our own body, and no one should be interfering with it.
Well, if I may interject, Master.
No, you can't. Not just yet.
Oh.
I just wanted to do that so I could do it. It was fun. But I'm just going to talk over you for just 1 second because you may be about to contradict me on something. However, we care about people and we love them and we don't want them to hurt themselves. So, no, I mean, it may be somebody else's body, but I'm not going to let them be a complete dick to themselves and damage themselves and injure themselves. I am neutral about steroid use for bodybuilders. I'm not against it or for it. I don't care either way. It's not a big thing for me. As long as Beast is safe in himself and looking after his body and he's focused on being healthy, that's okay.
What I was going to say, interject, was, you know, it's not my body. I belong to you, so it's your body. You could see it in DS terms.
Oh, that's a really good point.
The context of DS. No, it's not my body.
Oh,
I belong to you.
That's a really good point. And that is part of the emotional relationship. Yeah. And when you're going into slavery, and this is the difference with slavery as opposed to just having a bit of a scene as a sub, you really are giving everything over to your master. So yeah, I guess that's true. I just am still...
You want your property to damage itself?
No.
Yeah,
well, you don't want... You're an extension of your master, so you don't... It's like hurting myself. It's silly. But it does come down beyond that emotional sexual relationship. It comes down to your ethics and your principles. And my ethics and principles is we each have our own bodies and we shouldn't be interfered with. We should be able to make our own decisions for our own health. And our loved ones, people who care about us and health professionals can intercede to say, hey, look, I think you can do this better. I'm fully expecting for Beast to be able to say to me, you know, Master, I want you to drink less Pepsi. You know, Master, give me your chips. Not that I eat that many, but Not that I'm bitter about him stealing my chips yesterday.
But if I was to tie this question up in a little bow, of course on my blog I do talk about my steroid use, and I've been open about it for the purpose of discussion and education. Yes, it's a part of bodybuilding that carries some risks. It's a lifestyle that's risky, but I want to see what I'm doing is promoting sensible steroid use, aware of the dangers and managing the risks. A bit like if I was a free-form skydiver, I would be promoting how to do that sensibly, wearing appropriate safety gear or checking out the landscape first. So there's an element to that to using steroids in bodybuilding. You check out the landscape first, you do your research, and you're careful with how you use them. And that's what I promote. I'm not promoting steroids. If you're going to do it sensibly.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's your own body. I don't think his use of steroids is advocating it for anybody else. Rather just advocating if you're going to use it. And this is why he's open about it.
Yeah.
I want you, anonymous person, to ask this question again in 6 months, a year's time. Just keep asking and keep checking, because it's the type of thing where, it's always worth checking in with people you care about to make sure that they're being healthy.
Good question.